What's up, fam? It is Michael Babbitt, and I'm taking you through 7 days of sound design. That's right, 1 week, all Omnisphere. I've created 7 different types of sounds, so each day I'll present a new sound, and I'll show you how it was made. Welcome to day 1. Allow me to introduce you to my huge pad. Isn't that a lovely sound? Shall we show you how it was made? I think so. What's neat about Omnisphere 2.6 is now you have 4 layers to work with. So I was able to make this thing really huge and lush. Let's identify each of the layers now. Layer A, we've got a Super Jupiter saw. Layer B, a Minotaur saw. Layer C, some 80s cheese. And Layer D, the Andromeda saw. Now let's go ahead and turn off all the other layers and isolate Layer A. We'll go through one at a time. As you listen to each patch, you can hear that they all have their own unique tone and signature, each one doing its part to come together and make something special, like a happy little tree. Now, for those who are unaware, a pad is defined by a slow attack envelope and a slow release envelope. And if you zoom into the envelope zoom here, you get a better visualization of what I've done with the filter. So watch with your eyes as I play. Now, following with your eyes, watching the curve of that envelope filter, you can hear how that curve affects the sound. Let's raise the attack and hear what that sounds like. Very slow attack, very slow release. Now what happens if we lower the release all the way? Let's play that. So as you can hear, as soon as I release the keys, the filter release envelope is immediate. Now let's bring down the attack. Instead of the filter cutoff opening slowly, it goes right into it. Now we're using a juicy 12 dB bandpass filter, and you can see it selected here. If you'd like to change any of these filters, of course, feel free to experiment and see what you come up with. Let's take a look at all the other layers right now and see. We've got a state variable 38 dB on B. On C, we've got a low pass filter warm 12 dB and a bandpass juicy 12 dB filter on layer D. Now let's look at the other important part of this patch, and that is the amp envelope. Amp, of course, is short for amplitude. And if we go up here and turn off the filter section, we can hear just what the amplitude section is doing by itself. This layer is set to have a quicker attack, but if we raise it, and if we lower it all the way, bring down the release, starts immediately, ends immediately, sans the effects, slow attack, immediate end. And now I'm going to go through each layer so you can just see how the amp envelope is set. And you'll notice how different each one is. They're not all the same. And that's because I shaped each one by ear as I played. In essence, creating a specific feel for each part. And you can also zoom into the amp envelope just like we did previously with the filter. Let's transition over to the unison part of this video. I want to solo layer A by shutting off B, C, D, and even the effects. And let's go into the unison section and hear what it sounds like. Now Now let's turn it off. Notice the difference? Let's turn it back on and play some more. And now let's journey on to the Harmonia section. We're going to solo layer C this time, turn off A, B, D, and go into the Harmonia zoom and shut that off for a second so we can hear what it sounds like. Now, let's listen to what it sounds like with Harmonia on. What we've done is turned on 2 additional oscillators, one panned left, one panned right, and we can see by the green line that they're being oscillated by a low-frequency oscillator. In this case, LFO3 is adding movement and warmth to the pitch. You can also change the oscillators to have each of their own waveforms, choosing from over 500 found inside Omnisphere. And of course, there are more things the Harmonia section can do, but we're not going to cover that today. Let us now move on to the effects for this patch. Let's click on the Effects tab and move to the Common section. This is basically the master effects bus. And what I have here is a 3-band parametric EQ, which I mostly use to boost some upper middle range frequencies. Below that, I added a stereo delay to give it some left-right motion. Now let's turn off the effects and hear what it sounds like. And with the effects on, hear it bouncing back and forth? Yeah, I like it. But let's be clear, obviously you weren't just hearing what you're seeing right there. I've got the aux send turned up, and then on the aux bus, right here, an analog phaser. So you heard that. On layer A, I've got nothing. Layer B is an analog chorus. Layer C, nothing. And layer D, analog vibrato. This is really an interesting effect. I like this. I want to just show this to you really quick, what it sounds like. See how it's modulating really quickly back and forth? See, each unique piece of ear candy fills the entire trick-or-treat bucket of this patch. And of course, our patch would not be complete until it has modulation wheel assignments. So let's zoom into the mod matrix, and we're going to click on each layer just so I can show you the different controls that are being affected for each layer. I've taken mod envelope 1 and assigned it to amplitude, and then the wheel controls mod envelope 1 depth. What does that look like visually? Let's zoom out of here and zoom into our envelope section, mod envelope 1. And as I play, watch as the modulation wheel increases the depth as I move it up. And there you have it, my huge pad. Hey, thanks for joining me. I will see you for day 2 of 7 days of sound design. Until then, I'm sending you virtual hugs.